Hi, I'm Charles Gailband. I'm a manager for San Diego County Parks, and we're here today at beautiful waterfront talking about birds of prey for Hawktober. So this guy right here, let me get his mask off. This is Turbo. Turbo is a peregrine falcon, and this is a native bird to our area. So here for Department of Parks and Recreation, we love to tell people about the wildlife that lives in San Diego, where you can find it. So you might wonder, why would we be talking about wildlife in downtown San Diego at Waterfront Park? Well, the peregrine falcon is actually a really neat bird. Until the early 1990s, this was an endangered species. And what happened is we were using DDT, and it caused a thinning of eggshells with a lot of predatory birds like the peregrine falcon and the bald eagle. So it prevented this bird from laying eggs and successfully hatching them out. So we quit using DDT, and we bred a lot of these birds and released them in the wild. And lo and behold, they moved into downtown areas like San Diego, downtown San Diego, where we have high, tall, artificial cliffs. We call them skyscrapers. They nest in these tall buildings and then eat all of the pigeons that live in cities. So the peregrine falcon is a bird that's been recovered from the endangered species list and is now doing really well and living in downtowns all across the United States. One of the unique, fascinating things about peregrine falcons is they're actually the fastest animal alive on planet Earth today. Scientists have documented and recording them going over 240 miles per hour in a stoop or a power dive. Peregrine falcons eat almost exclusively other birds. Birds as small as a songbird, a sparrow, to something as large as a duck, like a mallard or a pintail. So they eat a variety of birds, but they eat almost exclusively birds. So peregrine falcons, like all birds of prey, share three common adaptations. The first is a very good, excellent sense of vision. Hawks and other birds of prey generally have vision that's 8 times more powerful than ours. So that'd be like looking through a pair of binoculars. They see detail off in the far distance. So they find their food primarily with their eyesight. At least the falcons, the hawks, and the eagles do. The second adaptation that's unique to them is that hook-shaped beak. That beak is very sharp and strong, and birds lack teeth to chew or rip their food apart. So these predators will capture their food and then rip it apart with their beak so they can manage it into swallowable sized pieces. The third adaptation is these sharp toenails. We call those talons, and they're hooked up to really strong feet. These feet are the tools that they use to capture their food. They always grab or seize their food or prey with their feet, and these toes are really strong. So the vision, that beak, and strong feet are all unique adaptations that birds of prey share in common. Falcons have some unique adaptations. The first is on the side of their head. You can see that dark stripe. We call that a mallard stripe, or a mustache if you want. And that's an adaptation that allows these birds to chase things down in the air. They have that stripe for the same reason a ball player will put the eye black underneath their eye for a day game or even a night game. So if you're an outfielder at Petco Park and someone hits a pop fly and you look into the sun to track the ball, the glare can prevent you from finding and catching the ball. So falcons, like ball players, have that black mark to help absorb the glare of the sun while they're chasing things down in the air. Another adaptation that all falcons share in common is that inside their nostril, on the top of that beak, if you look closely, it's not empty space. They actually have this little cone or structure. That little cone helps fan the force of the air when they're moving really quickly. If you got behind the wheel of a convertible fast sports car and you stood up going 200 miles per hour, which this bird can fly that fast, the force of air coming in your mouth would be so hard it'd be difficult to breathe. So falcons have that little structure inside their nostril that dissipates or subdues that forceful impact of the air so they can safely breathe while going 240 miles per hour. So that's a falcon unique structure. Only falcons have that prominent structure inside the nostril. This behavior is called a rouse. That for us would be like a yawn or a stretch, or if you've ever been out on the playground and you get really warm and you kind of fluff your shirt like that, that helps get a cool breeze of air going between your shirt and your skin and helps off. So when you see a bird do that, they're cooling off. So again, Turbo the peregrine falcon, they're very common all throughout the United States today. Unfortunately, not too long ago, they were actually an endangered species. But we're happy they've rebounded. They're doing very well. And again, this is one of very few birds of prey that can successfully hunt in a really urbanized, developed area like downtown San Diego. In fact, I just recently read that Chicago, downtown Chicago, the Windy City, has 30 pairs of nesting peregrine falcons because they've adapted to using the skyscrapers and the ledges of the buildings as a place to nest. It's a really safe place away from four-legged predators to raise their babies and their young. So Peregrine Falcon, this is Turbo.
Hi guys, my name is Christian Gonzalez. I am a senior park ranger with the County of San Diego Parks and Recreation Department. Now normally you can find me in the East County managing El Monte County Park, this beautiful park out in the valley. However, today I'm coming to you from Waterfront Park downtown. And this little beauty on my arm is Princess, a prairie falcon. Now, one thing me and Princess have in common is where you can find us. We are typically in East County, San Diego, and that is where Princess loves to hang out, primarily in the grasslands. So as you hit the outskirts of San Diego, you go toward the Ramona Grasslands in particular, you might be able to find this beautiful falcon out there. So you might be wondering why she is wearing this fashionable little hood over here. Well, falcons, like most birds of prey, can see again 8 to 10 times better than what we can, and they can see a whole lot of different color spectrums than what we can. So their eyesight is a very, very powerful stimulation for them to find food or possibly find predators that might be trying to sneak up on them. So somewhere as busy as downtown San Diego, where we have tons of families that love to come out and enjoy the water, or Waterfront Park, she might get a little bit nervous and want to look at everybody, might feel a little bit scared. So what this hood does is it basically keeps her nice and blind and out of sight, out of mind. What she can't see can't hurt her. So if you notice when I took it off to show you those impressive eyes and mallard stripes, she started getting a little bit fussy, a little bit talkative. She wanted to let me know that she's not having it right now. And as soon as that hood comes on, everything else is out of sight for her. Okay, so we are going to take off Princess's hood, and you're going to get a good look at her big, beautiful eyes that she uses to spot her prey. Now, typically, she can see about 8 to 10 times better than humans can, and she can also see in different color spectrums than what we are able to see. And that's Princess. So if you ever hear this sound in the wild, you got a prairie falcon. So, like her smaller cousin Turbo, Princess is also a falcon, which means she has the same 3 adaptations that you are going to find in all falcons, hawks, eagles, and owls. One of them is a very powerful set of vision, like we talked about earlier. A second one is going to be that hook-shaped beak that they use to grip and rip their food and eat little slivers at a time. And the third adaptation is this beautiful long set of toenails that are very sharp and powerful that we like to call talons. Once she grabs that prey item with these powerful talons, she has the second adaptation that is going to come out and play a big role in subduing that prey. So a little bit up the way from that hook-shaped beak, you're going to see a secondary little notch. That notch, scientifically, is called a terminal tooth. However, we commonly refer to it as a falcon's tooth. What this falcon's tooth does is actually helps sever the vertebrae of whichever prey item that she would like to catch, and it kind of ends the struggle for her almost immediately, allowing her to enjoy her meal without having to risk any type of further injury in fighting and subduing this prey item.
So not all birds of prey come in these large packages. This is Violet. She's an American Kestrel. She's a falcon, just like the 2 other birds you met today. And this is actually the smallest falcon species in North America. There is a falcon in Africa that is smaller, believe it or not, and that's the pygmy African falcon. But Violet here is a small falcon, has all the adaptations that the other bigger birds has. Awesome sense of vision, strong grasping feet, hook-shaped beak. She just comes in a smaller package. So American kestrels, believe it or not, will hunt small birds like a sparrow. They'll also eat a lot of mice, small reptiles like fence post lizards, and then they love to catch insects out of the air. So they've got a quite diverse diet of things that they hunt, and they're very successful, very common throughout San Diego. You'll notice Violet here has those mallard stripes or the mustaches beside her eye. Again, that's to help absorb the glare of the sun while she is chasing those birds in the sky or trying to grab a dragonfly out of the air. So Violet has her name because American kestrels, we know, see into the ultraviolet range. Unlike us, they actually see different shades or wavelengths of ultraviolet, and that helps them catch some of the food they eat. One of the things that seeing ultraviolet wavelengths that we can't help them do is find mice by finding the little urine droplets they secrete when they're running through the habitat. So we're here in beautiful Waterfront Park, and I would guess there could be mice or rats in the area. As those rats come out at night, they will actually leave urine as they move across the ground, and we don't see it. But when that sunlight shines down on the urine, it creates a path or a light signature that Violet and other American kestrels can see. So that's why Violet has her name, because she sees ultraviolet wavelengths that we don't. All right, so we've learned about 3 awesome falcons today. Falcons that are common of San Diego County. If you want to learn more about San Diego County awesome wildlife and recreation opportunities in county parks, go to sdparks.org.